Justice League issue 18.
Intense.
You sound like you weren't a fan.
James Tynion the fourth, writing with Pascal Ferry on the art. I was not. This was so Brainiac is getting into Lex Luthor's mind, or bringing Lex Luthor into Brainiac's world, whatever way around it was, and Brainiac's
it was Brainiac was hacking into Lex's brain and was going to take over his body.
Well, it was voluntary to a point, and then Brainiac's like, haha, but now I'm just going to take over because screw you. And
curse you and your sudden yet inevitable betrayal.
Yes, I was going to say it. That was the best moment of the issue, is when Lex basically quoted Firefly. Right, so that made me laugh. Otherwise, though, it basically became, to get out of it, Lex is like, hey, let me just actually tell you everything that happened with Vandal Savage, because this is important. And it was mostly just recapping things we kind of already knew with some more detail and a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I like that.
I really like this issue.
Yeah, me too.
Really? I was not feeling this one.
I think it helped that I really like the art. I'm not familiar with this art, so I don't think I've ever encountered them before.
Yeah, it was okay. I wasn't. Yeah,
well, Pascal Ferry's been around.
Yeah, but I've never had any experience with him.
So I feel like this is Snyder, and granted this is Tynion, but he's working on ideas. I feel like Snyder's going through the old Justice League and taking bits and pieces, and this is the Luthiac stuff from that, where they joined. But even the art style, Pascal Ferry's, it's very cartoony.
It is, yeah.
In its look, and I like that a whole lot, especially when we get to the history and we see all the different, people that
Vandal throughout time, yeah.
Yeah, because you have him with Arion, and then Satanis, and then it looks like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, he's got something going on with Ares, I think, by the look of it.
Yep.
Let's not gloss over Colonel Sanders there, Matt.
Yeah. He's in the third. I don't know who that's supposed to be, but then you have the Ultra Humanite, and then what looks like, the Dark Gods on the other side, and then of course Roz, which I've always wanted a Roz and Vandal Savage story because these two immortals, they were at opposite ends at one point.
Oh, of course, they definitely went to war at some point and then called the truce.
I want that story, but yeah, so I liked all of this. So yeah, that is Ares, isn't it? I thought it was one of the
No, I'm pretty sure that's just Ares.
The devil gods. Yeah, no, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
he's communing with the gods.
Yeah, I thought it was Ares. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But
yeah, it's cool.
But yeah, so
and then we get him with Lionel.
Yeah,
Lionel basically.
Lionel's the biggest chunk of the issue because it's once he gets to Lionel, it's like, okay, Lionel helped with all this stuff, but ultimately he took it from him and made him because he was this intelligent. He was like Lex. He was this scientist who was trying to figure all this stuff out and was obsessed with it. But Savage decided, like we knew from before, that he was going to just move the Earth so that the totality never hit it, and we would never have to deal with Perpetua. Because Vandal somehow ended up being kind of sensible in all this.
Right. Yeah, moving the Earth off of its axis is sensible, according to
it was one of those where he says, "Oh, I'm gonna break off a bit of the crust and shift." I'm like, this sounds like your plan involves killing a lot of people.
But, but omelet and eggs and all that.
Yeah. This is it. It's but I genuinely feel like he's going no, greater good on this one.
It feels like that to me. Yeah. And Lex, on the other hand, or Lionel, on the other hand, rather, is like, no, there's so much potential with this and Doom and all
you
these.
Just need to believe.
Energies. So Lex is basically convincing Brainiac of this, and Brainiac lets Lex wake back up at the end. This is the thing. He lets him. He's like, no, okay, we'll do this together. I won't just take control.
Oh. I'm calling it now. Lex Luthor's gonna have a face turn. As soon as Perpetua comes, this dude's gonna be like, "Oh no, what have I done? I am a hero." He's gonna end up like being like Vandal Savage here, And will it cause his death? Maybe. I have no idea what's in store, but I feel like he's just with this whole thing about belief. He is out of his element now. He believes in something other than Doom. Also, I don't want to skim over on the page with Lionel going through finding all this stuff. They talk about the fifth dimension, and these thought constructs, which I've never heard Mxyzptlk described as that, because we know he's from the fifth dimension, right? but it all makes more sense now. So I kind of appreciate Snyder for doing that. Like,
I do like the idea that Lionel only wants to get to the 5th dimension so he can get to the 6th dimension. It's
Yes.
like no, that's just a stopgap. The 6th dimension is where
Yeah.
we really want to go.
And that's the plan going forward, because that's where they're heading now,
Yeah,
or where they're going to try and head.
But like, I like also too that the other creatures have called them leprechauns and boggarts. So the fact that they're imps, you know, I like when they play with stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's good. Oh, this is the explanation throughout history.
Now we need a St. Patrick's Day special with Mixie
With
Mixie. Oh my god,
as
I
a
want
leprechaun.
Mixie and Vandal Savage.
it. Oh, this would be so good.
Imagine that, because you know usually when you see Vandal Savage, he's super humorless, and Mixie's not, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's-
His deadpan reaction to all of Mixie's hijinks.
Yep.
Oh, I need it.
And him just trying to get his hands on that leprechaun gold. Like,
Yeah. Get on it, DC.
but no, this I really like this. Like Pete said, it ends with Luthor waking up and convincing Brainiac that you have to believe in something. Like, you just can't have this cold logic, and this is the way we're going to do it. It means nothing if you don't believe in it. And I kind of like that message.
Yeah, I like mostly what it's doing. I just felt like it didn't need a whole issue to do this, I guess. Like, I felt like it spent a long time just recapping things, and it felt quite wordy. By the end of it, I was like, I'm fine with the outcome. I'm fine with the things that it did in terms of plot, in terms of what it's setting up. It's just, I could have done with this being a side plot and a main issue, I guess is what I'm saying.
Me and Connor tend to like historical stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So I think our bias comes into play here, because I get everything you're saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think this is a bad issue. It's just that, like, it was one where I was squeezing this in before the show started. I'd left this till kind of last minute. And I was like, this took like twice as long versus any other book that I read.
It's long compared to the other books this week, but I don't think it's actually that long a read. I think the other books just happen to be particularly
Or that short. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I say, I like everything it's doing. I just think this would have been better as a subplot in another issue, of just like rather than being its own issue the whole time.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's what it is. But the art was fine. Like, I didn't have any problems with the art really. Lionel had that. Lionel was basically like Old Man Connor, to be honest.
Kind of.
The only thing that felt weird about that is that gingers go grey much quicker than that, so Lionel shouldn't be that ginger still. But
it's true. I'm heading there myself.
Yeah, but he was still kind of a young man, because remember, that's the Lionel he remembers, is the drunk that, you know.
Well, yeah.
He was still ginger in those scenes.
He was.
Yeah, but I'm still. Lex is still relatively young, so you know who knows how old Lionel was when he had him. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's fair.
So,
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
What are you giving it, Connor?
I really liked it. I'm going to 7.5.
Yeah, I really liked it too. I'm going 8.5.
I will give it a straight 6.